Swagat, Namaste, wherever you are. We are your hosts, Prashant, Siddharth, and Jatan. We are three guys getting together every week, talking about cricket and having a good time. Welcome to the Cow Corner. Enjoy. So, when we started thinking about Cow Corner, what it means for me, and I think I represent here an era where white ball cricket didn't exist, right? It was only red ball. There was only one type of cricket. Kerry Packer, I believe, started the cricket circus, and rest is history, as they say, right? Colored uniform, lights, and all that. I think it's always helped cricket, I believe. So this is about we three guys representing three different generations, clearly getting together to talk about cricket, to share our passion, our frustrations, many times our emotions. We are not experts, and yeah, we might be rooting for one team sometime or a nation, but this is much more than that. This is about we discussing on a hopefully on a weekly basis some of our logical point of views, our analysis, sometimes just raw passion, and we want to do it in a way so we can share it with other folks like us, right? Different walks of life, but one thing that's common is they just love cricket, and it doesn't matter where you're from, right? Which country, wherever. So that's our goal. So really excited. I like the name Cow Corner. So
Yeah,
thank you, Jatan, for that.
yeah. So one of the things, one of the reasons why Cow Corner appealed to me is, um, like as you said, right? The game has changed. We have been witness to the changes, especially as you said. When you started watching, it was purely red ball. When I started watching, it was white. Actually, shorter formats, but still being played with the red ball. And then it kind of moved totally into white ball. So um, uh, as the game evolved, fans have evolved, right? In today's white ball era, cow corner is where most of the action happens, right? It's where the biggest sixes land. Even though earlier, cow corner was the area between deep mid wicket and long on, where you usually never used to play cross batted shots, so it was pretty safe zone for uh,
The worst
uh,
fielder.
the worst fielder, the cows to actually graze or whatever, right? So, but things change, and that's why we just want to. We have been part of the change, so that's why the name just appealed. That as things change, so do fans, so do our thought process, right? So we want to passionately deliver heavy hitting opinions, provide food for thought, and then just celebrate the game, right? Celebrate the unconventional side of the game also at certain points. So yeah, so that's what this means to me. Let's
We can
dive
get
into
started with
it.
the match summary. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. So well, the India South Africa Test series, right? That's what we are going to discuss, and this was a series where it was a very interesting situation, right? Uh, South Africa entered basically they were coming into the series as the World Test Championship, the World Test champions, right?
Champions.
While
Yep.
Yeah, while India was coming into the series, uh, having won against West Indies,
Mm-hmm.
but still we had the uh, three losses to New Zealand in our minds. I'm sure in everybody's in the players' minds, right? So even though the previous victory with against West Indies were comfortable, though the last day did kind of get interesting, as in it went into the fifth day, the second match, but still it was a pretty one-sided affair. But the ghost of the previous 3-0 home defeat to New Zealand was still likely haunting the Indian dressing room, right? But so the series kicked off in typical spinning conditions at Eden Gardens, and it was a ranked turner from day one. India did well to restrict South Africa to 159, but their own batting really didn't take off. And one of the big things that happened is we lost. We, in the sense, I mean, we are Indian fans, so sometimes I'll probably be more inclined to use we for India. But India lost Shubman Gill to an explain, which was a massive blow, effectively reducing the team to a 10-man batting lineup across both innings. And on a turning track where margins are razor thin, those missing wickets did matter. India just managed to lead up 30 when they would have at least hoped to get around 100 on that kind of a pitch, which was uh, a rank turner from day one. By the end of day two, actually, India had South Africa on the ropes at effectively 63 for 7. But on the third morning, Bosch and Jansen played pretty enterprising cricket to set a target of 124. Doesn't sound too much, but we all know on a rank turner in the fourth inning, 124 looks like 350, 400. It did prove about 25 runs too many. Sundar showed how to apply himself on this lottery kind of a pitch, but the rest of the lineup just crumbled. And India were bowled out for 93, falling short by around 30 runs. Right. So a lot of chatter happened, but uh, as we moved to Guwahati, the pitch was better, but the result was even worse for India. India lost the toss again, and that's been a pattern across formats. But we'll probably talk about it some other. It probably needs its own podcast. But India lost the toss again, and South Africa piled on 489. They took advantage of the relatively more benign pitch with Muthuswamy, who was probably he did visit India earlier, but probably was not very effective at that point. But he scored a maiden century. The Indian batting again capitulated for 201, undone by guess what, Marco Jansen and his short ball barrage, which was very interesting. This is a very rare instance for a visiting pacer to use bounce as a primary weapon in India and succeed. Right, haven't really seen that many times. So facing a 288 run deficit was always going to be an uphill battle, and South Africa batted India out of the game in the second innings, setting a massive target of 549, even on the best of pitches. Even though this had started to turn, with Indian confidence at an absolute low, India crumbled again for 140 this time, making it even worse, handing South Africa a 408 run victory. India's biggest ever defeat at home by runs. That says a lot. So at the end of it, 2-0 to South Africa. Absolutely dominant performance by South Africa. Catapultation by India. Lot many more questions than answers.
This was ironically expected. That's the sad part. Ironically, this is expected because when South Africa was preparing in Pakistan and they are world test champions, India was happily in Australia, like, down under, whatever you want to call it, playing ODIs and T20s. I mean, come on. This is either arrogance or ignorance or, I don't know, combination of both. Or, one thing I want to pick it up at some point is, do in India people care about Test cricket at all? Do they?
I don't think they do, actually.
Yeah, I think we'll say we should pick that up as a separate topic. So our next in our structure, we're going to talk about like winners and losers, right?
Yep.
In those scenarios and see how it plays out.
All right. So for me, what was the winner here? South Africa's planning, execution, and preparation. That was what was the winning move or the winning thing for me. It was simply a cut above, right? I mean, sure, India didn't perform as well as they should have, but South Africa was spot on. Even without their spearhead, Kagiso Rabada, right? The team stepped up when it mattered the most. And unfazed by history and carrying the quiet confidence, which we just discussed, of being world champions, right?
Mm-hmm.
They executed the plans to perfection, out bowling and out batting the host throughout the series. Not one session, not two sessions.
Yeah. I mean, they scored. We didn't score as many runs as them in any innings. I mean, they totally outbatted us.
Correct. Except for that brief window late on day two, right? In the first test, India never really had a sniff, right? At every other point, South Africa were in total control. Their tactical clarity was obvious. Just look at Marco Jansen's ruthless execution of the short ball in Guwahati, right? Came out of nowhere. India had no answers. It's ridiculous how you can't prepare for Jansen being probably bowling short balls, right? They were clueless. And while Muthuswamy wasn't as deadly as he might have hoped, Simon Harmer made up for it more than he brought Simon his Harmer. Vast experience. Yep. Those 1,000 first-class wickets to the table, keeping relentless pressure on the Indian camp. So I think planning, execution, preparation, right? And finally, South Africa also gave a host of lesson of how to bat in these conditions, right? Particularly in the second match. While India had technical and mental shortcomings, credit must go to Captain Bavuma as well as the coach Conrad, right, for superior preparation. I think preparation was spot on.
Winner.
Yeah, and just want to end with the fact that, I mean, regarding Conrad, right, while he perhaps could have chosen his words better in one of the press conferences, but he had the facts to back him up, right? South Africa clinically ran India into the ground and frankly made them grovel.
Cool.
Yeah. Totally. So for my winner, I think Mama went more of the mainstream route. He actually said who the winner of the series was. But for me, I'll say that it's Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid. And the reason why is you got to think about the context of Indian Test cricket over the last 12 months. It's gone through a very, very tumultuous shift from, your captain, your star player being in the team, being the face of the team, to just almost being disgraced from the team, actually. And you start thinking about the reasons why. Why were the best players on the team cast aside? And, you just look at the coach. You can't really go further than the coach in this case. And I think Gambhir he's prioritizing playing the young players. And in the Indian Test team, you can only have the best players. That's my belief, right? It's got to be 11 best combination of players in India.
And even before Rahul, the rot started when they started taking Rahane and Pujara out. Without a number 3, you're taking Pujara out. Who's your number 3? We still don't have an answer to that.
Yeah. And we'll get into the number 3 issue in the next segment. But it's I think if I'm Rohit, if I'm Dravid, I'm sitting in my penthouse suite watching these games. The sad thing is I might almost feel vindicated, because it's we suck. We're bad. We're really bad in tests at home. And
it took us just a year.
Yeah, it took us a year. We took it for granted, right? 30 years basically of history at home just ruined in 1 year. And you gotta look at the captain. You gotta look at the coach. This is getting too far into it. But next spring, come on, just stay out there.
I was surprised to hear Rohit and Dravid, but I know what you mean. The winner for me was Tembe Bavuma.
Yeah.
I watched him a little bit bat. It just, he personifies larger than life, literally personality for me, if that's the right phrase. This little guy, he and Marco Janssen having a conversation is a phenomenal sight to see. But they're both tall in their own way. I saw Bavuma batting in one of those innings when he was playing the conditions beautifully.
Exactly.
The making sure that we are not stuck on one end, changing ends properly, leading the team, and in a very level-headed way. So for me, the winner was Bavuma all the way. I guess the next section is the losers.
Yes.
Sections.
Yes.
So obviously, I don't know why I got assigned that.
You would switch your assignment.
Okay, fine. So loser segment basically says, hey, in this topic, in the context we are discussing for an episode, who do we think are the biggest losers? So Jatan, off you go.
Okay. Well, I think keep going on and on about this for the next half an hour. I don't want to do that.
There are 11 losers on the team.
Okay.
No, I think one person made a loser out of a great team, and for me, the undisputed loser of the series of the last 1 year of the capitulation in Indian Test team is Gautam Gambhir. As the series unfolded, and even before that, as the series unfolded, we saw a cascade of poor decisions that directly led to the dismal performance. We can try to hide behind the excuse that this is Shubman Gill's team, but really, let's be really honest. Gill is relatively new to the captaincy. He was just made captain in England, right? So it is Gambhir who's calling the shots, not just in the dressing room, but maybe likely in team selection as well. I don't know how much Agarkar is even influenced by him. I feel he is because I think I'm not wrong. The coach has a say in somewhat of say in selections. So one has to wonder what the state of red ball dressing room right now is under his management. I don't think it's a good place to be, right? And I'll tell you why. So Gambhir keeps reiterating that this is a team in transition. Sure, great players have retired, as we discussed, right? And younger ones are taking their place. It's a natural cycle, right? What's this big deal about? I mean, has it never happened, transition before? When Tendulkar retired, when the great, the Dravids and the Ganggulis retired? Did we start losing home games? Maybe one game here and there?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We had people like Kohli taking up or whatever, right? But being in transition is not a valid excuse for losing a home test series, multiple home test series, multiple matches. And one of the quotes that Cheteshwar Pujara did said some time back, he really pointed out that transition cannot justify a lack of competitiveness in your own backyard. It's not as if we it's not as if we lost an entire 11, right? I mean, we only lost 3 seniors, sure. That's Rohit, Ashwin, and Kohli. Pujara and Rahane also, but I guess we did have Gill and Rahul taking their places, right? But I think we have more than capable replacements, right? For at least 2 of them, like in Jaiswal and Kuldeep. Rohit went out, Jaiswal is in. Ashwin went out, Kuldeep is here, right? Yet we have just witnessed history for the wrong reasons, right? Never before has India lost 5 test matches in a single calendar year at home. I'm not sure about the role in white ball cricket, but Gambhir needs to exit the red ball as soon as possible. This is squarely on Gambhir from me.
Cool.
This is giving me flashbacks to Jeffrey Boycott. Rubbish. He's rubbish.
One more thing I just remembered, right? I get feeling of what happened. I get the same feeling when Greg Chappell was at the helm. It didn't seem that everything's happening for the benefit of the team, and we didn't lose as bad at that point. So it's a terrible time.
Some disturbing signs ahead for Indian cricket if Gambhir stays at the helm for a red ball.
At least red ball.
Yeah. For my biggest loser is, I guess it's kind of in, and it's an Indian, of course. It's going to be Sai Sudarshan. I mean, you think of a number 3 batsman, right? You think of a guy reliable, going to stay 50 plus deliveries at least, right? Like he's gonna take some of the shine off the ball. He's going to score runs, right, every game. And then you look at Sai Sudarshan. I mean, I think actually the selection may be more of a reason. Like the reasoning is the selection. So maybe Gambhir being the loser is more apt. But you look at the performances, and you're just sitting back and you're like, is this the best batsman in India? And
so number 3 is supposed to be the best batter, right? It's an undisputed thing.
No, he's not the best batsman in India.
No, he's not. But you're supposed to be, right? Number 3 should be your best batter.
You could try to project him. You could try to. He might be a future number 3, but he's not right now.
Right.
You can't be testing people out in test cricket.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's Ranji. That's first class.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even blame Sai here. Again, my blames are totally squarely on one person.
I mean, that's the heart of the lineup. You're one down. If he's averaging less than 30 runs a match, I mean, you're not going to win test matches. You're just not going to win test matches. It doesn't matter if it's happening in Guwahati or on the moon. I mean, you're just not going to win test matches.
If the writing's on the wall, his first class average is less than 40. Yeah. The last person who played for India who had less than 40 average was in the 90s, W.V. Raman. I mean, that's how far we are thinking. No other batsman after Raman has had an average of less than 40 in first class.
I guess I don't even need to go further. I mean, Sai Sudarshan, biggest loser from this series, averaged, I think, 20 something, maybe even less. I don't think he scored more than 20 runs in any given match, or any given innings. So if I'm GG and I'm looking at the team, I'd cut. I mean, like I wouldn't play him. But then you look at the other options, and I'm like, are there really other better options? Actually,
I mean, for me, honestly, the biggest loser is this whole notion that Indian team is better at playing spin. I think that's done. No one can play spin. But Pujara probably was the last who had the guts or the technique of dancing down the track. No one does that.
Exactly. No one does
No
that.
one. I mean, and some of them can sweep maybe, like I think Rohit and Kohli maybe. Kohli also not sweeping, but
Mm.
none of the current players come down
Yep.
the track for spin.
Yep.
So the biggest loser is the whole notion of India being good against spin. We are no more.
You would think Pujara was playing slow, not attacking, but he used to trance down this pitch, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the most attacking thing you can do as a batsman, right? In Test cricket. So
Every time I hear that, my for lack of a better word, my blood boils. I'm like, you're wrong. Stop talking about how Indians are good playing against spin. We are not.
not anymore.
We are
Not
done.
anymore.
No, and didn't happen by chance. These people prepared. I mean, I remember Tendulkar at some point when Vaughan was coming to India, prepared for spin. He didn't take it for granted. He had Shivarama Krishnan, I think, as the legend goes, prepare for outside leg stump spinner. I mean, you prepare. You know that. So it's no longer India plays
And the
well against
result of
spin.
that preparation was the sixes he hit for balls pitching outside leg, going away. The hardest ball to hit
Yeah,
down the
to
ground.
one. And that doesn't
2-1.
happen by chance.
2-1.
Yeah, man. I think our next section is umpire's call, as we want to call it. The goal is umpire makes the call. Today, in the world of DRS, somebody could challenge and they either accept and walk or they challenge. Okay. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to make a call for this week, and maybe we'll take turns, is Jacques Callis and Kumara Sangakkara, especially Jacques Callis, is the best all-rounder ever to play cricket, period. Nobody talks about Jacques Callis. Nobody talks about Kumar Sangakkara. I looked at their statistics. I mean, Jacques Callis is phenomenal. I'm going to say number one all-rounder ever, Jacques Callis.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? In or out?
In.
Absolutely. Yeah. I haven't seen Gary Sobers. Whatever I've heard, I
No,
think
you're
Callis is
you and
good.
both of them. Yeah, I haven't seen either of those. So
I mean, I would quickly say his test average is 55 plus. He 292
It's
test
ridiculous.
wickets. His ODI average is 44, 273 wickets. I mean, he has 200 test catches. It's nuts.
he was a great slipsman. He had very unorthodox technique, but he was a very good fielder and
Yeah,
slips.
not single dimensional players, right? We talk about players who can do true all rounders. That's, by the way, should be
360.
another topic, is all this notion about playing all rounders. Well, all rounders better be all rounders. So that was my call. The other one I'm going to slip on in is Sangakkara, the best two dimensional player as a wicketkeeper batsman. Unbelievable. Like, I was looking at him, his average, and he was number 3, by the way. It triggered my thought. He was number 3.
True.
57 average in test. He has 38 centuries in 134, 12,000 runs. I mean, it's nuts. His ODI average
Left-handed.
is 42. Left-hander, come on. Those two people, I don't hear enough people talking about them. We could maybe have a segment just about
I think
Callis and
Sangakkara is
Sangha.
probably doing okay after his stint as the MCC president.
Sure. Fair enough. And I guess,
Callis, I agree.
I mean, Callis maybe was during the whole choker thingy, so I kind of feel bad for him. But he did really well in an IPL. So that was my umpire's call. So
Yeah, let's go with our what the heck. Go for it, Mal.
I'm going to get into my second rant. The what the hell or what the heck award goes to again India's baffling selection policy, right, which seems obsessed with IPL metrics over first class pedigree. I cannot really fathom how someone like, again, Sai Sudarshan, who doesn't even have an average of 40 in first class cricket, is fast tracked to the test side. We've been talking since it was already discussed earlier, but it's part of the selection, right? And then there's this unhealthy obsession with bits and pieces all rounders. Uh, Funnily, Manjrekar many years back called Jadeja as bits and pieces, and he was so wrong. But right now, these really are, and challenge me if you want. But we really need to accept that barring Hardik Pandya, we do not have any genuine fast bowling all rounders.
Mhm.
Right? Instead, we are filling the squad with players like Rana, Reddy, Kamboj, right, who can't do either job at the elite test level. Right?
No.
The mindset is costing us our best specialists, like specifically Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep is our best spinner, period. He should be one of the first names the team on the team sheet for every
Mhm.
match.
Mhm.
Forget India, forget playing in India, forget playing overseas. Like leaving him out because he can't bat is ridiculous,
Mhm.
especially when he actually can
He
hold
can
up
bat.
one end better than most of the tail, right?
Yep.
Probably
I've
better
seen
than
him. I've seen him bat
exactly,
really
and
well.
he's gotten better. So,
Yeah.
so finally, the constant chop and the finally my biggest rant here is the constant chopping and changing is destroying the player's confidence. Right, the batting
Mhm.
order is in total chaos. I mean, for example, right, to accommodate Dhruv Jural in the first game, which I thought I mean, he just kind of banged the door down, so he should probably have been on the team. But to accommodate him, what did we do? Washington Sundar was showed up to number
The
three.
number 3.
Yeah, has he even batted at number three at any point in his life? I don't know. Let alone a high pressure test match, right? Then in the next
Yeah.
game, you got Sudarshan in, so Sundar is pushed down and Akshar is dropped. No idea why, right? We just changed the team. How can players like Kuldeep, Sai, Sundar, or even Jurel ever perform comfortably when they are constantly looking at over their shoulders? They are
Yeah.
playing to save their spots, not
Well,
to
I
win
mean, they're
matches.
not even the best players in India, so of course they're going to be looking over their shoulder. Like, you know, you're not the best player in India. Obviously, you're like, oh, I know who the best player is. He's gonna replace me. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
they
So
they
team
shouldn't
selection.
have the confidence of being the best players as they aren't. So my what the heck was South Africa winning by 400 plus runs in a test match in India. I mean, like, do I even need to like elaborate? Like 400,
No, it's just going to hurt more.
like how could that happen in India where you're used to, it's a close match, you get outbowled, right? You can kind of understand that. Like, okay, fine. They give it to them, right?
Yeah, and we lost to England in 2012. Still okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
not good. Even the New Zealand match, we got outbowled. I mean, or the series. I think we got outbowled by a Jazz, but let's think
We
about
got
that some other
outbowled
day.
because the pitch was a lottery.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Things happen.
I think
But
we are good.
losing by
Hey, good
400
guess, right?
runs at home to South Africa. It's not even we didn't even lose to a team that is used to these conditions. You think about conditions.
Wait. So hold
South
on.
Africa.
Let me interrupt you here. Yeah, they are not used to the conditions. That's a myth. They were in Pakistan getting
Right,
used
right,
to the
right.
conditions, right? That's
I
what he
mean,
said.
their home conditions versus our conditions are very
Totally.
different.
Yeah, yeah,
They couldn't be more different. I think like they're
yeah.
probably the
Yeah.
most different.
And sure, they had experience in Pakistan, but we've had experience
They've played their entire lives in India.
lives.
I mean, their whole life they've played in India. So like
I hear you.
so I mean it was just disappointing to be just like almost humiliated at home. He's
It
like
is.
completely dominated. Not even and just seeing the players like I wouldn't be smiling if I was on the field and we were losing by 400 runs at home. Like there would be no smiles. And just seeing like just little things like Reddy letting a ball through gully. He dived or whatever, and then just getting up and smiling. It's like, why are you smiling, man? Like, why are you happy? Like, you shouldn't be happy right now. And just like I don't know, losing by
Mm.
400 runs at home is bad enough. The
Yeah.
players not feeling like they're caring just adds another layer of like, man, come on, you're not better than this, sadly, is like we've discussed. They're not the best 11 players in India, but attitude-wise, you could do a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's just very
They have to realize that in most of our lifetimes, we haven't seen anything like this.
yeah.
We haven't
They
seen
don't
five
know.
losses in a
They don't
year.
know.
Yeah.
And this is what we are going to take with us to our graves. They just don't get it.
For me, the what the heck was Nitish Kumar Reddy. I don't know why I'm picking on him. Ironically, we saw him bat in Melbourne
Yep.
live, and I felt really awesome about it. He did really well there. He could be a good all rounder at some point, and it's fine to back him up a little
At
bit.
some point, yeah,
But then, at times we play them and don't let them bowl because, in the end, actually, is lack of clarity on roles. What is your role in the team? I would like to go back to a structure where it's five batsmen, one all rounder, wicket keeper, four bowlers, right? All rounder, true all rounder. So, in effect, we have five bowlers, five batsmen, and a wicket keeper. Simple. This whole myth about I'm going to play Reddy because he might bat or a bowl, it's nonsense. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not.
what the heck for me, the reason I picked Nitish Kumar Reddy is because he's been around. He went to Australia, right? He can show little more courage or a little more dedication, little more grit. Hey, this is Test cricket. I'm going to grunt it out. So
I mean, to be fair, he's only 22, so it's like
everyone has
I
a
agree
reason.
with you. I agree with you,
Sure.
but he's only 22. I mean, he's not being set up for success, right?
Correct. I think that's the right way to
and
put
that
it. A lot of
just
these players are set up to fail.
Yeah,
and that just points back to the same thing again and again.
yeah.
So
Selection.
the management,
Yeah.
selection, the management, it's ridiculous how we have come to this point.
So we have last two things, right? We're going to pick up our MVP for our topic, which is MVP for
The series. Yeah.
So
Series MVP. Who is our series MVP, Mama? Kick us off.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it would be Simon Harmer. Uh, Amazing performance. I think he took five first, like as if he's always been playing in India, right? Like the way Ashwin and Jadeja used to take. Um, he, I think he used his experience when he had visited last time, and also his experience in county, his experience in first class, right, with over 1,000 wickets. So really, really, I mean, people don't learn even after visiting India multiple times. He learned after the first time. He applied himself. And I think he was the difference. I think sure Jansen is a close second, but I think for me it's Harmer.
For me, I'll go with Marco Jansen. I mean,
that's also a good choice.
You think of a guy like fast bowler bowling 20 plus overs in a given innings, running and bowling short, right? Effort balls, like
on Indian pitches.
On Indian pitches, right? On pitches that aren't helping you, you got to bowl effort, and then after that, you go and score 93 runs for your team, right? I forgot the length of the partnership, but it was like a very, very long partnership he had as well. And like, then you're like, oh, he's an all-rounder. That's the all-rounder we need, right? That's actually the all-rounder we need, right? A guy who can take 6 wickets in a given innings and also take or score 93 runs, right? So it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm reflecting off Janssen's performance relative to Baba's what the heck, like Nitish Kumar Reddy. He doesn't bowl, he doesn't bat really, but now you have a guy who bowls and bats. Sure, it's in a given innings, but still remarkable. Really well done. I think I wasn't sure if he was gonna get selected for some of the matches. I was worried he might not get selected, but I guess because Rabada wasn't there, he had to be selected, and I think he did really well.
He was kind of the leader of the pack, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And
in my head, the image of Bavuma and Janssen have a conversation. It just they collaborate.
My second what the heck is like how the hell did Rabada not play and we got like completely destroyed? I mean, he's like
maybe India planned only for Abada.
he's like the
And that
best
was
test bowler for the last like not 15, but like last like 5 years maybe. And like he didn't play and we still got our butts kicked.
hammered.
Yeah. I wasn't sure who I would pick as MVP, but I do remember seeing Hammer bowl. Like the way he bowled spin bowling was, and I had never heard about Hammer. Honestly, I didn't know much about him, but like really looked like a really thoughtful bowler with skills looking to take wickets. You know, the whole thing about drift and flight and line and length. It was just awesome. So, you know, and winning Test series in India on spinning track, I guess maybe in a way Janssen, because it's not a spinning track, but he still bowled well. But I would pick Hammer and put the hammer down. Let Indian team know that they can no longer play spin. To wrap it up, maybe, right? Every week we'll try to meet every week the best we can. I know, again, generationally speaking, our lives are slightly different, different time zones, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, and as we mentioned at the top, right, this is for anyone and everyone who loves cricket,
Yeah.
right? Just as much as we do. We bring different perspectives.
None of us are experts. We all work, like 9 to 5s, like Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Seems like start up something exciting. So really looking forward to it.
From the fans for the fans, right?
The fans
We're
for the fans.
fans.
Yeah.
The fans.
One thing we can tell you is we are very passionate and we have the best, the best for cricket in our hearts. So
Cool, guys. So until next time.